The white and green hat I made is a size small that fits my tiny head, but I know some people that have much larger heads. Instead of a 21.5-inch circumference, they have a head that's 23 inches. So I'm working on a hat that should fit that size. I increased the beginning of the hat to 88 stitches, so I went up 1 stitch for each section, and for the lace section of the hat I'm going up to 4 repeats instead of the 3 in the size small hat. It's an 18 stitch repeat, and I'm going to use 4 of them. In the size small, I padded out the 18 stitch repeat with 2 extra stitches on the sides to make it big enough for size small. The trick here is now I have to go from 88 stitches down to 72, which doesn't come out as even as in size small. So what I did for the decrease is I went down, I purled 4 and then purled 2 together, and then purled 3 and purled 2 together, repeating around, and made the drawstring enclosure. And when you pick up the stitches to close the drawstring enclosure, it's a little trickier because you have to count 4 stitches and skip 1, and then 5 stitches and skip 1. So here's 4 stitches picked up, well, that I'm going to pick up, and there's the one I'm going to skip, and then I'm going to pick up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and skip 1 and keep going. I can't do very many because it just doesn't work well. After these are knit together, you can see here's the one I skipped. So you can't really, the join of the brim sort of disappears when you pick up the purl bumps. But here's the purl bump I skipped. There's the next purl bump I skipped. No, I'm sorry, that's the purl bump I skipped. So you can pick them out to figure out where you are. So there's one in the size large hat. I was unable to get a good result with the nylon line, so I replaced it with steel cable that I had left over from a curtain wire from IKEA. My aunt came by and tried on this size large hat I made, and it's too big. It's too tall, so I'm going to make it shorter. You can see I added extra rows above the lace pattern because I didn't know how big it was going to be. Well, it was a mistake. But even though you have completely finished a project, there's no reason to have something that's not perfect. It's knitting. It comes apart. So all I have to do is find the knot and cut this and get that tail out and unravel it. Alright, I worked back the tail from where I used the needle to thread it through, and now I'm to the part where I Kitchener closed the top of the hat. And now from here, when I pull this, the whole hat's going to unravel. So I want to find the back of the hat where the end of the round is. Here's my drawstring. Let's loosen that up. And here's the first row, or the first stitch of each round. So I want to follow that up. I'm just going to pick up the edge of it so I can keep track. This is a 2 needle that I just keep around. And I have some increases here, but I'm going to keep following the same row. Okay, that's good. Okay, so this is the starting column. And the way you want to pick up stitches is you pick up the right leg of the V. Okay, I've got my cable inserted all the way around the side crown of the hat. I think I've done this part right. We'll see. So now we want to pull the yarn out. Now I'm going to go ahead and roll it around something so it doesn't get tangled up. This is a trick I've been using for winding yarn, just a toilet paper roll, and cut some little slits in it to hold the end of the yarn, and then I can just wind the yarn right onto that. I have a little leftover tripod from a web camera that's really just a little pedestal, and I can put these tubes on there and unwind them really easily standing up on my desk. I love knitting because you never waste the yarn. Just use it again. It's so much better than carpentry. If this was a roof I'd built, it would be a lot harder to reuse the materials. Okay, I've hit my cable. Alright, now I have my cable with the size 4 needles all tidy on here. I'm going to swap it out for the 16-inch cable. This is made easy with this interchangeable needle with the joiner. I went down from remember I knit this on a size 9, and I want to do the crown in a 7 so it's nice and stiff. So now I'm all ready to knit.